Welcome and welcome to this episode of FNN. This is the place where we tackle cultural issues, giving them faith-based insights. So if you're new here, karibu sana. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel where you can get to watch more powerful and impactful videos. Also join us on the comment section, on the chat section. Chat us up. Tell us what you think about the topics of the day. What insights do you have about the topics of the day? What's your favorite meme for the day? And let's have an amazing time. So let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to Firebrand Nation News, the show where we handle issues and give them biblical solutions. On today's show, we focus on the COVID-19 and the decisions made on 4th November 2020. But before that, I am joined on set by amazing panelists. And we are not only friends, but we are also co-workers. So let me start from my left. Reverend Joshua, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you for this amazing moment and time.
Welcome.
Today is yet another day, and I'm excited to be here. And as we usually say, we tackle the problems, but we also give them the biblical solutions, rather. So I'm grateful.
Very good. Yes, Pastor Kevin.
Okay, thank you for the invite again. Yeah, as she has said, I'm Firebrand Kevin, and I'm honored again to be on set. I believe that we are going to have a wonderful discussion and we are going to yield solutions. Thank you.
Awesome. Welcome once again to the show. Use the hashtag Panelist Monday on all our social media platforms. But before that, let's hit the meme section. So today's memes, I have to have a clap back. Last Monday, it was the 2/3 gender rule, Firebrand bomb, wherever you are, come back, 2/3 gender rule. But today I have a clap back. I think ningemazana, but it is what it is. The first meme is when you were only there for the food and he starts proposing love. Yeah, alisikia wapi?
Look at that.
You look kama nishaiona mtu kama
Actually, bearing in mind she's a foodie.
Exactly.
I know nilisikia wapi mimi.
We have got evidence. Yes, we have got evidence.
So you've gone to you think it's just a food date, you're going to eat and then propose.
Who does that?
One thing inakuanga. You don't just go to eat a guy's money.
It's not just
for friendship.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work.
No, nothing. Can't we just be friends?
There was silence.
No. Because my question is this: when do we move from being friends to? Because tunazanga brothers. Kwanza kwa ni brother yako, alafu kidogo sijui anakuwa BFF, alafu sa kidogo mnaenda kula. Alafu actually this is not the first time you're going to eat. Yes. So unajua ni kawaida, so unaenda kula.
But
na invite, alafu anazanga, ask alafu anazanga I have something to tell you.
Exactly. Unataka kuambililia wapi?
It is true. We have something to tell you.
I'm
unataka kila mmoja iko na mmoja.
Ladies out there.
No, ladies on the comment section.
Ladies mnataka aje? Unataka uambililiwe kwa matatu?
Ama utumiwe uandikiwe kwa status.
Ama unataka utumiwe meme?
Mimi nimeenda kula ladies. Tumeenda kula. Hiyo maneno ya mapenzi imetoka.
The thing even before the food, kulikuwa na a conversation build up to the food.
Yes.
It is always that way by the way.
Yes.
Wanazanga the wrong moment. Okay, mnaanzanga very wrong timing.
Like
it is timing. It is timing.
Let me tell you, ladies out there, kuna two things.
We might end up having this as a discussion of the day.
Kuna hunter, na the hunted. Now, the person who is hunting, when you're hunting, you don't tell the prey it's time to hunt.
Exactly. That is
you just
true.
Ambush the prey.
True.
Lakini, exactly. So, and there was silence. Turn to the next one.
Ni venye ameona picha yake. See, actually that one is not a meme.
Because hapo kwa food hapo.
Exactly.
I'll let you guys help with the rest. So let me start with Rev Joshua. Firebrand Joshua.
Ni freedom gani huwa unaenjoy ukiachwa peke yako kwa nyumba? And then mimi kupanguza mdomo na curtain.
By the way kuna kwa gana ka
Sijafanya hivi.
Tell us the truth.
Anasema ukweli. Nasema ukweli. Sijaipanguza mdomo yangu
na curtain. Ai.
si lazima curtain.
Nimefanya.
Labda inaitwa ngate. Yo hapana si kitamba. Yo kamisi ya curtain.
The sheer.
Si ni kamisi ya curtain.
Unachoma.
Kamisi ya curtain. Na wewe inaitwa
tufukuzwe kwa show. Unafanya tufukuzwe kwa show.
Ebu guys, when mna watch, ebu tell us in the comments. Hiyo kitu inaitwa ngaje kama si kamisi ya curtain.
Kunanishia.
Hii generation hajui kamisi ni nini?
Ulisikia wapi?
Hey.
But
this is something I've never done.
What's the worst thing you've ever done, Kwari?
Like in terms of the kitchen, labda kula kwa sufuria directly from the sufuria.
That one is the worst, like
Alafu
like lack of etiquette, what we'd call lack of etiquette.
Alafu unapanguza na hiyo mat.
No, shop.
Mbona ukaikuwa shamdomo? Anyway.
Wewe sio shamdomo.
Najua mimi ndio kusema so mkichukua mtu akikuja next time. To the next week.
It's okay. There is this meme Salam alaikum. Salam.
Pale kwa exam room.
Pale exam room. Kwanza unakuanga. Yaani ukumbuki hasa alafu unamwambia niaje. Unasikia kwanza anakunini. Sasa sasa kupatia paper tu kwa paper. And then hiyo salamu alaikum unajua hiyo ndio imekuwa trend ya sasa. Ako kasong.
Hiyo unajua in short anakuambia you are dead. You are dead.
Kwanza anakupatia pepe unasikia kwa song salamu alaikum. Hey, kali. I love you see the look.
I know.
That look at
What in God's green earth?
Ebu check like the moments. Angalia kwa the first photo. Akona ka smile kwa.
Exactly like hapa naenda kuomoka. Stika mekwa penia kwa shule. Au mwayo kia penia mse.
Desktop ni chopi.
Manze. Desktop ni chopi mbaya.
Mimi naona kitu something of the sort.
Alafu saa hiyo
ndio unakuwa na
Kwanza mimi nimeifanya nini? Nilireporting high school late. Then nikapata wanafanya exam, you know nothing, definition jui. Sasa nilikopi desktop. Juu sasa yeye ndo at least amekuwa class. Wewe umekuja the first day juu ni late na wanafanya exam cut. Manze unaona botany. Ujio ni nini? Manze nilikopi. Kumbe nilikopi fala wa class.
Yeah. Alafu do you know the incredible thing unaweza pata
wisely.
Unaweza pata labda ulipass kumuliko. Unaweza pata labda ulipass.
Maana sikupass.
Kama alifail so ulipata nini? Kama alifail so ulipata nini?
Sasa achana hiyo story. But ilikuwa zero something. Achana hiyo story.
Let's tackle two last memes. Firebrand Joe.
Pale Indian restaurant tukikula food ya pilipili alafu maji pia iko na pilipili.
Au nisikia wapi?
Indians. But for their Indians manze. It is like pia kama I'm trying to think of ni kama blend ya a Mexican na an Indian. Kama hiyo food unaweza nayo.
Hawezi.
Hiyo huwezi. Because Mexicans pia na pilipili. Ni normal.
Right.
Like wameka pilipili hadi kwa maji.
Unajua kwanza hata ukipatia maji plain unasikia kama kuna pilipili. Usipeletwe hiyo pilipili hiyo kwanza. Lakini it happens. Umeenda wedding ya Indians?
The food is good.
Everything in
The food is good.
But pilipili.
Yes and no. Their food is good, yes and no.
The food is good.
No, what is good is their chicken.
Sio ndio ukienda kwa
Do you expect their
wanaenda kula nini?
sio
Not their food. You only just one aspect of
chicken?
Yes.
But theirs zinakuanga mixture. Like the hot and sweet ndio kitu spenda.
No, their food is good.
Their food is good.
And their food is good.
Their food. Indians, their food is
You
good.
need to try
I
Indian.
love your bajias though. Their bajias and their chicken is
Na
bomb.
kuna siku tu yenye nilikula keki. Hiyo keki haikuwa haina sugar. Like it doesn't haina skari.
Na roti.
Afadhali roti una expect. Afadhali una expect at least unasema ni living. Unasema that in they connected kama communion in mind like
Chikula notice nini 1.5 months. MC.
Test buds is time. Zimekuwa nullified.
Alafu zitakuwa brown.
Let's do the last meme, Firebrand Kevin.
Yeah. So nimechoma tena wadau. Ameniuliza kama niko na Netflix nikamwambia kwetu tunatumia Ngadu.
Unajua Netflix ni nini?
Mimi nadhani ni net yenye Netflix. See, ukichukua like weke the four corners kwa bed. Flix. But I think iko tu sawa. Natumia Ngadu.
Lakini inakaa dawa.
By the way,
Dawa ya mbu.
Zile dawa zenye zinapatikana. Zile dawa zinapatikana kunaitwaje kwa Agrovet. So Agrovet
Kwanza Netflix inakaa nini? Inakaa dawa ya tablet. Inakaa tablet. Sure.
ile ilikuwa itaje power tab ama ni ile.
Inakaa power tab.
Hata siongelee.
Inakaa power tab. Netflix ni nini?
Netflix ni nini? Mimi sijui.
Wewe tusaidie Netflix.
Vile kuna kwanga na doom so pia ni dawa.
Oh, Netflix. Hata mimi nadhani hata mimi nimechoma. Sasa wewe
no, natakanga kuishikaza lini kwa set.
Yeah, kwetu tunatumia Ngadu. Lakini nahitaji kutry Netflix.
Okay, so like idea yake ilikuwa mosquito net. So vile mtu wa umbu.
Yeah.
Si tuko na Doom, si hatutumiangi Netflix. No, we don't use Netflix.
Memes unichenga kiasi.
Zinaitwa meme.
Ukishatoka kwa mabazu.
Yes. Ama bado sijomoka.
Ukishanda kwa mabazu ni unibadala mimi unasema ni mameme. Meme mingi usijali.
Guys, hit on the comment section what was your best meme. For me, hands down, your Netflix. Now one meme I'll never forget, near from 3 East.
Yeah.
From 3 East.
The door.
Yeah.
That touched
I think my best meme ilikuwa ya yo Salam Aleikum. Do you know why?
Yeah,
because that song is ringing in my Then I've seen a lot of memes. Stick over those memes. Salam Aleikum.
Videos kwanza.
Videos. I need to send you some of them. Yeah. Those videos kwanza.
Yeah.
Salam Aleikum. And then the second part of that Salam Aleikum ndio inanibamba.
Malikuwa ina pause. Alafu anaanza kuimba sasa.
Alafu mpaka anaongea.
Salam
Alaikum. Salam.
Najua the next thing that is going to happen.
Yeah, it's
Goodness.
So another level. Anyway.
Back to the topic of today. So again, we are basically focusing on the COVID-19 and the decisions made by the Kenyan government to de-escalate the spread of the coronavirus. And the speech was made on 4th November. To give a brief background about it, 38 days after the escalation, so since the de-escalations were made is 38 days to 4th of November, there were the stringent measures and the reopening of the county. Since that happened, there's a notable change. And these are the statistics that were given to this, according to the speech of the president. The positivity rate, which had fallen from 13% in June 2020 and 7th July, and 7% in July 2020 has went to a low of 4% in September 2020. However, we have seen a rise of the COVID positivity rate from 4% in September to an average of 16% in October, which is 4 times. Then the second thing that was made was the COVID bed occupancy, which had gone down by 60%, has risen up since October to 140%. Then to the deaths, in October only, we have had over 15,000 new cases and approximately 300 deaths, according to the National Multi-Agency Command Center on COVID-19. And the student measures, since they were made, we saw a fall in the cases from 4,720 during the first week of September 2020 to 866 new cases during the second week of September 2020. But after the de-escalation measures were made in September, the cases have risen to 6,402. So with that in mind, my first question would be, do you think, because according to his speech, he stated these figures suggest a correlation between the stringent measures and a drop in infections. But with what we know in Kenya, shouldn't we query this question? Shouldn't we query these figures, given there's also rumors of the WHO giving donations? What do you think, Firebrand Kevin?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I believe that there is a correlation. Yeah, that one personally, I believe that there is a
correlation between the measures.
Yeah, when the measures, but it's always to a certain level, and then past that level, it against like the rate goes flat. It's just like having money. You can do just so much with money. If you don't have any new idea, your wealth flattens. So I think whatever we are seeing in the response from the government, like trying, because that one they're trying to justify the stringent measures that are about to come, that they have started implementing.
They're keeping us prepared.
Yeah, like they're preparing us.
Mental preparation, actually.
Exactly. And the problem is not really the measures, but the problem is the people who we are looking up to,
right?
To follow up those measures. Even masks wearing. People don't wear masks because they are afraid of contracting the virus.
The virus, right?
They just fear the police because it's a mentality that people have been planted into. And initially, people, by the way, they wanted to wear masks to prevent it. But the moment the leaders, like the people who are gathering, they are not wearing masks and then they are not getting COVID.
Right.
So the other people ask, is it really worthy wearing them? So you get that up to that level, the measures are there, yes, but then they are not effective because they are not being implemented to the fullness that they are required. So yes, personally, I believe that there is a correlation.
Between. And should we query the numbers?
Of course, yes. We know our nation. We know our nation. Yes, we have to query the numbers, but whether we query the numbers or not, the fact is that the numbers are increasing. That one is undoubted, because even if you speak with, I've gotten an opportunity to speak with medical practitioners and health workers, the community workers,
right,
who are in hospitals, and actually they are warning, like if you do the best to your capacity, just to like as much as you're praying, but just follow the things that you have been told, because they themselves they are seeing it firsthand. So personally, I believe that yes, we need to query the numbers. But it is unquestionable that the numbers are rising faster than we anticipated.
Thank you for that. Firebrand Joe?
I think on the same, just to echo what Firebrand Kevin says, the numbers, whether we question or not, the numbers are rising. And that's what we expected, of course. We expected once we opened the country, we knew the numbers would rise. And I think the worst part is once we opened the country, there were public rallies,
right?
And we've seen most of the leaders who go out for the rallies. We've seen them not putting on masks. The issue of social distance,
right,
sanitizing, we've not observed the regulations. They've not rather, and they've been meeting in masses. And when you look at the rates, the rates are now even in the mashinani places, those rural places.
Right.
That means those are the places they've been going. So the numbers are, people are interacting, and the numbers have to rise. So I really believe the numbers are not per se being exaggerated, because the numbers are really going up. And as also what Firebrand Kevin says, even the medics are warning that the numbers are really rising. What I can't be able maybe to know exact is the fatality rate. The fatality rate is what maybe we should maybe question, or rather we're not very sure, because right now everyone that dies probably will be
It's put COVID on it.
yeah. So that's what maybe we might not be sure. And also another thing maybe we should ask is how intense is the COVID right now? Because since the start, or when the first case was reported,
Right.
we've seen people being infected each and every day, but we've not seen the fatality rate going as high as it could be. So why should the fatality rate all of a sudden begin to escalate? I think that's what we should begin to maybe question. Is it true first that the people are dying of COVID more as compared to what it used to be before, or is it that now every death is being maybe attributed to COVID? Yeah, I think that's where those are the things, the dynamics we need to question and look into. And also I think that's where mostly we need to question and ask, as we usually say, as Firebrand Bomb told us the other time, we need to ask questions. I think that's the place we need to ask more questions.
But there's something I don't get. It's been only 38 days. Is it really practical for these numbers to shoot that much? Or was there... I'm really trying to understand because it's just 30 days. The numbers don't really add up. Because you're talking over thousands of numbers, and you're talking about 4 times from 4% to 16%. So something doesn't really, for me, something really doesn't make sense between 38 days, that number's really going up. Because it feels like this was not being reported diligently, or there's a place where the numbers were not really reported. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
No, personally, I think the numbers actually, according to me, based on the reports that the medics are giving me, I think even the numbers are doctored downwards. It's not reflecting.
So it's actually more than that.
It's more than that.
More than that.
And arithmetically, okay, if you look at it, like for example, I'm one person who has the virus, and then I infect the two of you. So the number of people who can infect. Suppose I don't infect any other person, now there are 2. Yeah. If you go and infect someone else, now it is 4 people who can infect, and that is how this thing works. So now when you the mechanics of mask wearing, if I wear a mask, it reduces the chances of contracting it by about 50%. If you also wear it, I reduce the chances of you. If I have COVID, the chances that you are going to contract it is just 0.25. But if I wear it and you are not wearing it, which is the case that we are seeing most of the people, right, the chances that you are going to get it is a half. So mathematically, if you interact with 2 people who have it, you are going to get it. Yeah. But if you wear the mask and that I also wear the mask, the chances are going to go low. And mathematically you interact with 4 people for you to get it. So that one, you can limit it. So the numbers, personally believe that they are even lower. They are more than that, whatever they are telling us. And one of the reasons is when the nation was opened, the economy was opened, people thought that they were given freedom. Right. That is the reaction of the people. Right. So they went drinking without really caring. Because if you look at the way people are behaving in bars, like they are even sharing the bottle or sharing the glass and all that, sharing materials that they're using in there. And you are sharing with people, that thing has been used to thousands of people. It's a bar. It's not a place where you can tell people that you go dance, but social distance. You can't do that because
So
the
allow me
reason
to
as to why
interject you
they're
on
there.
that.
Yeah.
On some of the measures that were given, the bars are still open till 9 p.m.
Exactly.
Shouldn't we close the bars altogether?
I think closing the bars is not the way we want to go. One, because that will be doing injustice to the
To
bar
one
owners.
sector.
Yeah. If you want to close the bars, close the markets.
Correct.
Because it can't be just the only the bars are being closed. I think what Firebrand Kevin is saying is exactly what we expect. Because we people were denied the freedom to some extent, and then after a few months, people are given the
Why
freedom.
they really
So you've
denied?
shut
Or
the
just
bars.
cut short?
Yeah, you've shut the bars for the last 5 months. Then now you open the bars. Yes, you're supposed to keep the social distance and the regulations that are put. But once you open, the moment the president announced and said now the bars you can open, regardless of the time that they've been given, but they've already been open. And of course, when people are drunk, you don't expect them to behave normally, as the CS puts it. They will behave abnormally. I'm drunk, the social distance, you forget it. Even as what Firebrand Kevin is saying, the sharing of the equipments, the glasses, the bottles, will happen. And you don't expect that thing to you don't expect them to not do that because their mindset is not functioning as they should. You don't expect someone to sanitize and then they can now. I think unless you're saying people take from either their home or something.
Correct.
You get? Because when we talk of opening the bars,
Right.
we have the Kibandaski bars, right? Where they are the social distance is not even
But
there.
unless you're limiting the amount of drinks they're supposed to take.
How will you
And
do
to
that?
each their own.
Yeah, but when you say exactly, if you say they need to take 2 bottles, the people who that 2 bottles is just too much for them. The others, maybe
Or
that's
they
not.
take one bottle in this bar, they go to another bar, take.
Yes,
so
like the sausage thing.
Yeah.
I think more needs to be done.
The thing, personally, I believe it should flow from the top down.
As always.
If the leaders, this is the first step, although it is, I can say that the effectiveness is just about 5%.
Right.
The leaders, if they embrace it, take it seriously, people are also going to take it seriously. But the most important thing is, and this thing we really need to embrace it, that it is here with us and it will never go.
Right.
It will never go unless now God comes and intervenes.
Right.
Like at the moment, the magnitude to which it has infiltrated into the society, it is deep. So just going by itself, it can't. So how do we plan to live with it? That is the only thing that personally I
That is
think
what
we need to do. Yeah. So like, can we, instead of focusing all the resources in like building quarantine centers and all that,
Right.
can we equip our hospitals so that any person who comes, this medication that they have been receiving while in hospital, if it can be administered while they are at home at a cost affordable price, it is going to make a lot of sense, because you don't need to shut the economy. If you do the cost benefit analysis of shutting the economy,
Right.
you'll realize that because you have shut the economy, no one is making money.
Right.
But when they are infected, they're supposed to pay a hospital bill. So you have suppressed wealth generation, but then you have increased their bill.
Right.
It is better you just open it, but so that this person makes money. But even in case he makes money, he or she makes money, is going to have the resources to pay the medical bill. So personally, I think we really need to focus on past this thing.
Yeah, and I also believe the same, starting from the top. I thank the president for finally he realized the public gathering were really making the spread of COVID first.
Right.
But I wish he could have done that way before.
Correct.
Because it was so. How do you take a month and you yourself are not wearing that mask?
Correct.
You're going for the public gatherings,
Right.
and then wake up one day and realize, oh, we need to stop this thing because the spread of the virus is really going fast, is
right.
increasing. I think, regardless, anyway, he did a good thing. Let's credit him for that.
Yeah.
But I also believe leaders need to lead from the front.
Right.
They need to show the country. This is how we are. This is how we overcome this disease.
Right.
Sanitizing, wearing of masks. Because once they did that, when the public gatherings increased, even people like the Matatu sector, they are now carrying excess.
Yeah.
The stages where we used to have those small mtungis and soap,
sanitization centers.
washing of hands,
Yeah.
we no longer have the
Correct.
water.
Right.
So I think those things are the ones that the leaders should really push. And with that, as Firebrand Kevin also says, we don't have to shut anything. We just have to open up, but continue sensitizing the people that we need, because people are really wearing masks even before
It was made mandatory.
before it was made like that.
Like
They need to be told the importance of wearing masks, and not that I should wear a mask to avoid being arrested. We should be more than
Which is actually the case.
which is the case, because somebody feels I don't want to be fined. Increasing the fine, even let's be realistic. When you're fined 20,000 because of not wearing a mask,
Right.
a common monanchi, where do they even get that money?
Exactly.
You get-
They live hand to mouth.
Yeah, they live hand to mouth. Where do they get 20,000? And at the same time, you're saying we don't want to arrest them. We don't want to keep them in prison because the prison they'll be full.
So no social distancing.
Yeah, no social
So the
distance.
ripple effect is actually more cases.
Yeah, so it means this person can't afford the bail, and this person can't be in jail. So what are we telling the people?
Right.
Yeah. So I think we need to be more realistic, sensitize people that we don't want. The motive is not finding you people,
Yeah.
but rather it's your health. It's our health, your health, our health,
Right.
and that's what should be pushed from top. We should see the president, the deputy president, and all the entire leadership doing that. Yeah, even when they were doing what Muchaikago was talking about, the
Right.
Jerusalem,
Yeah.
when the Jerusalem challenge, we should see them doing it in masks.
Correct.
We should, you understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the things that tells even someone who is going to drink that I should.
Because the narrative they create is what goes down to the public, because it always starts from the top.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the next question. In his speech, he talked about sacrifices. Let me read. He said, they suggest that in order to heal the country in the long run, we have to make some sacrifices in the short run. So my question would be, what are these sacrifices exactly? What do you think some of the sacrifices made? What are some of the sacrifices that need to be made by the government?
And I'm saying this with a lot of respect for human life, but I think sometimes it is for you to build resilience in your body, you need to be exposed to all the toxic things in the world. You cannot be strong unless you have been exposed to stronger things. So I think it is high time, first of all, you stop. COVID is real, it is highly infectious, but then the mortality rate is quite low, even compared to flu. It is quite low. Especially in Africa, it is quite low. So we don't need to subject people to suffering on the basis of we are trying to regulate the spread of this thing, because number one, you are the people who brought it, like who allowed it to come in.
Right.
When the people who you are trying to sanction,
Right.
they were against you opening up the country at that time. So the sacrifices that we really need to take at this moment is, I don't know how to put it, but I just think that we just let the things flow. We just let the things flow. And we just equip our hospitals. Even something like schools. Personally, I think schools are important. Keeping the schools open is very important, especially even for the economy and the well-being of the children. It is very, very important. It has caused much harm than even like closing the schools has caused much harm than even keeping them open. But now the nation and the schools should sacrifice, if it was a development project that they were doing, now that one should be sacrificed for improved health conditions in schools, so that now when it is open, they are able to deal with it at the local level, not overloading the hospitals. So personally, I think that one will be important. Maybe just to digress a little bit, to add something before this question, whatever Rev Joshua had said, is one of the reasons as to why also I believe that the number of cases are increasing is that we are seeing double treatment in different institutions or different departments of this nation. For example, if you look at the transport industry, you look at the SGR, and then you look at the matatu. So SGR, it is government run, technically, government run, government owned, government run. So it is carrying people full capacity. But now when you come to the matatu sector, they are not allowed to carry full capacity. So now when you do that, it shows that you are favoring other people more than the others. So what will happen is, because the other people, like, I will have a reason as to why I'll have a reason to break the law. And every time I break the law, I expose people to such. So even the nation, it should just stop the double standards. If we are saying that that everyone is like all the vehicle, there should be an empty seat next to you. Let it be across
the board.
The planes, it should be the same. When you come to matatus, it should be the same. When you come to the trains, it should be the same. And it shouldn't be one, because the worst thing is the people who you are trying to oppress more. They are the people who really, really need that money. Yeah. So that is my take.
Yes, Firebrand.
I think on the sacrifice part, both the government and the Mwananchi. So I'll start with the common Mwananchi, which the sacrifice here needs to be more on sanitizing, more sanitizing, and putting on the mask, which is very difficult.
Yeah.
It is very important.
So it is a sacrifice. So let people continue wearing the masks, knowing that it's because of the health, and you're protecting your health and the health of the other person. And also washing regularly of hands, just following the regulation, the precautions that we've been given.
But
I think,
let me ask, is that really, what's the word? Is it practical? Given we have slum areas where they have to buy water, that money should be used for my family. Again, we are living hand to mouth. And the majority of Kenyans are not really corporate. So is that really practical?
And as I said, it's a sacrifice. Yeah, it's more of a sacrifice that if I don't have water, I have to work extra hard to get water. And also, that's when I come to the government, where the government need to sacrifice more and put resources towards helping that common Mwananchi. Such that, as you've said, there are places they can't afford water, so they can't even afford food, those basic things. The government need to go an extra mile and provide sanitization places. We have places like the ghettos where they can't even just afford one 20 liters water. Yeah. So I think government should be, number one thing, sacrifice and get to a point whereby every citizen is able to get water at least for free. Or if you need to buy, then it should be at a lesser cost. Yeah. And also, the government also should go an extra mile, probably, and ensure there are many people who don't have, who are jobless since COVID, and they don't have food. So at least keep that. We've seen NGOs who are still providing food for the less fortunate since COVID struck. And I think the government should put more resources into helping the people who can't afford food, give them food. And also, as Firebrand Kevin has also put it, the hospitals. Can we have more? Can we invest more on facilities? Maybe more beds. Just equip the hospitals enough to, in case we have more people who cannot have the home-based care, they need to be in hospital, so that we are able to take care of them. And I think the government is able to do that.
Right.
Only that if they can go an extra mile, and put more resources and fight more on these wasting and these few people who are taking this money for their selfish gain.
Right.
So I think another sacrifice they need to do is put security on that money.
Right.
That is being the COVID money, such that it doesn't go on waste. I think by that,
So no embezzlement of funds.
yeah, I think by that, in the next, let's say, few months, by the time we're even coming to 2021, as we said, schools are going back to 2021, and everything we push to 2021, so that it will be, we're not pushing the problem to
Right.
to a later, and then when we get to 2021, then we keep pushing. We need to get that sacrifice and give a permanent solution.
Thank you. Our time is far much gone, so I'd start with you, Firebrand Kevin. What would be your biblical aspect about this? Because this is a show where we give biblical solutions.
Yeah.
So what would be your parting shot?
So personally, I think it is a responsibility of everybody to take care of yourself and taking care of the other person. There is this scripture that I love. Paul was saying that esteem others, like everything that you do, it should not just be all about you, but you should esteem others better than yourself. So when you wear a mask, it is not only about you, but the other person. When you wash your hands, when you don't cough on other people, like being careless and just being gross, it is not life is not all about you, but it's about the other person. Because when you bless the other person, you will also be blessed in an increased measure. Yeah. So just do that. Ensure that whatever you do, you will also like the same other people to do it to you. So when you protect the other people by wearing masks, taking care, like just practicing everything that the Ministry of Health has told us, and not whatever our leaders are doing.
Right.
Yeah, just practice whatever we have been told, and I believe that we are going to get into a better position.
Thank you so much, Ben Joshua.
I would also like to just tell someone out there that we might be having things like curfew, but let your mind not be curfewed. Let your mind not be limited. And even in this time of the pandemic and the hard times, we still, we're not even sure where we're going to celebrate and how we're going to the next year celebrations.
Right.
They might be cut off. But one thing is, our hearts need to be focused, our minds focused, that we're not, even in this time, we're not losing your vision, because God has still put so much in you, and the potential that God has put in us, the goals that God, the desires and the goals that God has put in us, we are still not giving up on them. And so don't give up on them. Still dream about them and do your best, whatever you can do right now, wherever you are, and start somewhere, do something, keep moving, and keep doing it until even the time the nation will be opened. We will still be moving to achieve our dreams and our goals, and coronavirus is not stopping us from moving and attaining it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Once again, it's always a pleasure to have you guys on Monday. Thank you for your honest opinions.
Thank you.
So as you've heard from our panelists, keep yourself, from Firebrand Kevin, think of the citizens at large. From Firebrand Joshua, do not curfew your mind. To echo more on him, focus, use this opportunity as a time to build your skill. Whatever is your help, use it to grow your skill. Change your mindset. Do not curfew your mind. Do not curfew your thoughts. Think broadly and build your giftings. Once again, thank you so much for joining me for FNN Monday edition. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms and keep it JBN. God bless.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you would like to join the Firebrand Nation movement, go to our website at www.firebrandnation.com, sign up and someone will get in touch with you. Also follow us on our social media handles at Firebrand Nation on Instagram and YouTube, and Firebrand and Firebrand Nation KE on Facebook. Remember to love God and love others passionately.